What's up, everybody? We are back in the house. We don't die, we multiply. That's what we do. Yes, we do. We don't go away. We're back. It's Thursday, 8:15. This is HUD Radio. This is Vetted with Irving, Fryar, and Big Dog Hollis Thomas. Hollis, Big Dog, Thomas, Tank, talk to the people.
Today, Vetted is brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. And as the schedule just came out yesterday, to go to phillysportstrips.com and book one of our away game trips, or you can come and visit myself, Tank, and Irv down at the stadium for one of the tailgates at home tailgates.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much to tell you, but I'd rather you just go to because I was just thinking of the New Orleans trip. I was thinking of the LA trip, of the trip the trip to Brazil that everybody wants to go to. So it's a lot to take in. But we got about an hour, so we're gonna keep on feeding it to you throughout the show. But go to phillysportstrips.com for all of your fandom. Period. All 5 sports. We're a 4-for-4 city, but we do have 5. We just got soccer, and we're the official travel team for the Philadelphia Union. So the soccer's doing good, baseball's doing good, basketball, hockey, but the birds are back.
Basketball sucks.
I know. The birds are back. So go to phillysportstrips.com and tell them you heard it on Vetted from Tank and Irv.
Yeah, basketball, Philly sports has a chance to be redeemed with football, but man, the basketball squad, the Sixers just suck. They just, again, and they suck because they just won't come to grips with the fact that Joel Embiid, and I said this before, mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get on it and beat a dead drum, but beat a dead, I would call it dead drum because the drum makes noise, but beat a dead horse, yeah. He's just not the cat. He's not the one that's going to take them to the championship. And for some reason, they keep believing that he is, and they keep hanging on, and we keep getting disappointed, just like we got disappointed this year. First round in the playoffs, and they're out versus the Knicks. Come on, man. Really? No.
And the jacked up part is Paul Reed asked for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And I think he played maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He got like 3 fouls, and then got his 3-pointer blocks. It's always bad. It's bad when the guys who don't even play start talking trash, and you're like, "Come on, dude, you about to get our ass kicked for nothing."
Yeah, that's sad. That's bad news. That's been bad news. That's been up underneath our crawl for the last couple of weeks. But guess what? We got some good news today. Yeah, because and I'm kind of with the NFL, I don't know why they put a delay on releasing the NFL schedule, and then they leaked a couple of games, the day before. They leaked the Monday night game and first Monday night game. Then they leaked the first actual game of the season, the Thursday night game with the Ravens and the Chiefs, rematch of the AFC Championship. Yeah. So, they leaked those games. But people had the schedule beforehand. I knew some people that had the schedule beforehand. They had finished the schedule weeks ago. I know. But they're just playing games with our emotions. That's what the NFL does, so they can get more money.
Trying to learn a little extra guap,
They're just silly. So before we get in, and that's what we're going to look at today, everyone. We're going to look at the schedule. Let's look at the agree to disagree. Yeah, let's look at the agree to disagree today. If you throw that up for us, Ralph, real quick. The agree to disagree today is the Eagles will win at least 13 games in 2024 NFL season. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree? Now, everybody who's watching right now, if you're following us and you have been following us, I'm sure you had time to look at the 2024 Eagles schedule. So I'm sure you made up your mind that the Eagles are going to win a certain amount of games. They're going to lose a certain amount of games. So throw in the comments, throw in the chat. Do you agree? Do you disagree with the fact that the Eagles will win 13 games this coming season? At least 13 games. I can't wait to hear y'all thoughts on the Giants throwback jersey.
My God!
I haven't seen the Giants throwback jersey.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh God! It looks.
When did they show it? When did it's bad? Huh?
It's god awful. If you got your phone, pull it up. What's up, Scott? And if you got your phone, go to throwback jerseys.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do that now.
one of the girls I follow, her name is Eagles John. She posted it. She's like, "What are they celebrating?" That was the first time I seen it, and then I zoomed in on Daniel Jones' face. That part ain't in it. It's like the bottoms of Dookie Brown.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
It looks like an old fashioned, that's not nice.
It looked like
that's red, white. Okay, got red and blue helmets and a red on the top of the jersey, blue in the middle where the number is, then red at the bottom. Then they have brown, light brown, tan pants.
Put it this way.
And then red with the blue and white stripe on the socks. And black shoes.
Irv, it's like everybody that's watching need to go and look it up.
Words, look it up. It's ugly.
Words cannot describe the ugliness. It is beyond. It's unsightly. It should not be. It should not be in public. It's okay.
Can y'all see that?
I don't. You gotta. No, they can't see it.
They can't see that. There it is.
There it is.
They see that. Yeah, they can see that.
And if you go to that particular picture that he's got up there, and you zoom into Daniel Jones' face, you can look like he been like, what the hell?
He looked like he's mad. He does look like he's mad. But you know what? It's not, they can superimpose these uniforms on him. So it might be a time when he's got the regular Giants uniform on and they superimpose the other uniform. They actually put this uniform on and pose.
That's the photo. That's what they do now. When they bring it out of New Jersey.
Okay.
Sometimes it's cool when you have a team with cool colors like that. I feel like the Giants colors, the red, white, and blue is cool, but they added the doo-doo brown.
Yeah, the doo-doo brown. Y'all see that? See my camera focused on it right there. There's Daniel Jones right there. Yeah, that is stupid. That's an ugly. Yeah, that's ugly. That's not. That's uglier than the Phillies. The Phillies are doing right now with these kind of different uniforms.
Vincent Capriati just said whoever created that should be fired. And Vincent brings up a quality point. At times in society and as a consumer, we see stuff that say, who the hell?
I was gonna say I wouldn't. If I was a Giants fan, I wouldn't buy that. There's no way in the world.
Well, no, it's beyond that. What I'm trying to say is, who the fuck gave the okay for that? It's like this is, and it's like you ever see like when they do something that's clearly racist, and it's like how many people did that go through? How many people signed off on that?
But you know what? Here's the thing about something like that. When it comes to an entity that is as large as an NFL team, just like you heard. I don't know if you heard. I'm sure you probably did though. What was it? Apple. They released their new iPad, and then they put this commercial out that supposedly people were disappointed in. So they released the following day an apology for the release of that commercial. They apologized to everybody. But to me, all of that is planned. Apple is such a big company. The NFL teams are such big companies that even if people don't like it, like the uniforms, or even if they've done so much research and they're so smart, they know already that people are not going to like it.
I was just say no. Trust me. Have you ever been out somewhere at a club or somewhere you're supposed to look? Everybody's supposed to look good or presentable, and it's just a handful of people that you have to know that they were in the barrier like, I'm going to kill these motherfuckers tonight. Whoa! And they look a hot mess.
Well, yeah, but those are individuals. I'm talking about major companies.
I know,
who have major money, who have major, who are spending major money, who have people, several people on boards making decisions. So they know. To me, they do it on purpose. And like this uniform is so ugly that it will pass, that it will sell. No, I'm serious. Just like Apple, they came back with an apology this next day after that they released that commercial with the new iPad, smashing everything and whatnot. They knew all of that was going to happen before it happened. They knew all of that. Their apology was already planned because they have so much research and so many people, and the people are so smart. They know the trend of the mindset of people.
Tell the truth. There's too many people. There's some people that are going to be offended and butthurt over it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But that right there, That is atrocious.
But you know what? The Giants fans are still, I bet you, the Giants fans, they're still going to make money on those throwbacks when they sell them in the stadiums or wherever they sell them.
Well, we got the schedule up here, and we have a bus trip and an awesome tailgate up there with Philly sports trips. I'm gonna see how many of them jackasses had that on. when I get up there,
let's count, man. Yeah,
because I'm gonna take my camera with. I'm gonna have the camera on, and every time I see somebody, I'm gonna snap a picture of it because I love the birds like to no end, but I wore that yellow thing, but it's only because I had some yellow sneaks and I like SpongeBob.
There you go. But you wore it though, didn't you? Yeah.
It was given to me though.
But you still wore it.
I still got it too.
You still wore it. You still got it too. So before we get into the schedule, Big Dog, give me 3 away games that you want to go to.
Okay, hold on.
Give me 3 games. And we didn't talk about this ahead of time, but give me 3 games as you look at the schedule, 3 away games that you would like to attend, that you want to be there.
Okay. The Rams.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
And see, I don't want to go to the Rams because I went last year to that stadium, and I was impressed, but I've been there, so been there, done that, so that's good.
The takeover is real.
Yeah.
And I have a and B. I have New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
Okay. And you know what? Out of the away games, that's about it, really. When you talk about the games other than Dallas,
Well, we always have a good time in Dallas.
Right.
Like the last time, it's the last 2 times I've been to Dallas. It was a tornado one time. It was a tornado outside and a tornado on the field because they kicked our ass. But I was at the hotel watching the game, and I was like, man, somebody's throwing rocks up against my window.
It was hail, man. They have big hail down in Dallas, man. Yeah. It gets pretty bad down there.
Yeah, but it was like the surrounding area and the things, the treats that we had, we had a good time. But then the game just like was a damper. But it was a real good time though. Good enough to go back and hope we win this time.
Yeah, all that's left is Washington, Baltimore, the Giants. Who wants to go to Washington? Who wants to go to Baltimore? I mean, that's not who wants to go see the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, who wants to go to Cincinnati? Not you do? Do you want to go to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, well, you go to that one. I'm not going to that one.
I like it. In Washington,
I want to go to New Orleans because there's a clothing shop that I want to go down and visit that's got some suits that I need to check out.
Let me know what the name of it is, and I played there I was there for 3 or 4 years.
Okay, I'll send you the name. He's on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, because my guy, and remember Jari? Jari's down there.
And Jari's down there, yeah.
Yeah, he's coaching. He's coaching.
He's coaching for the Saints, yeah.
For the Saints, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I do want to go to the Saints. So let's look. You want me to keep score, or you want to keep score in terms of wins and losses as we go through each game?
You keep score, and I'll just go through the games one by one.
You go through the games. Let me get my pen. Okay. You go through the games. I'm going to put Hollis, and I'm going to put Irving. Hollis. We're doing this live, y'all. Irving.
Live, not Memorex.
Not Memorex, it's live. Hollis, Irving, wins, losses. Boom. Wins, losses. There we go. We got it both. All right. All right. We'll start with we're not starting with the preseason.
Okay.
Preseason we played Baltimore twice.
Yeah,
we played them in the preseason, then we played them. Yeah.
Now, what I was gonna say was you were here with me my rookie year when we my second year.
Mm-hmm.
We played that we practiced against them.
Right.
Then played against them.
Yes.
Then play in preseason. Then we played against them in the regular season.
Right.
The regular season game we tied. That was the game we tied.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty funny though because it was just like I was getting sick and tired of seeing that purple jersey.
Well, yeah, we saw them 3 times that year, and it was a lot. It was a lot. No, it was almost like practicing and playing with your own teammates.
Yeah,
because we saw. It was a bit much. So, they're going to find that. Yeah, you're going to find out some intricacies, and you're going to. But you know what? They may not. It's going to be interesting to see, how they handle the preseason this year, based on what has happened in the last couple of years. Are the starters, going to play?
Yeah.
You know, particularly those first few games, because that's when, for us, when we played, that's when the starters played. Those first couple of games, that's when we put the time in.
If you think about it, we would do the second and third game, because the first game we would get their first series or so, and then they would let the twos would play pretty much like most of them there. And it was like, one time I got pissed because I had to go back in the fourth quarter. I was in there with some rookies.
Somebody got hurt.
Yeah, somebody got one of the damn rookies went down like a ton of bricks. And I was the last one. I was the last one who had just came out. So everybody else was stiff and walking around, walking around with all their tape off. Yeah, I had to go back in. So I'm in the huddle.
Well, yeah, you were undrafted free agent too, so you had to go back in.
No. This is when I was this is when Jim Johnson was here.
Oh, okay. So, you were in for a couple of years.
Yeah, so I was like, and I was coming off injury. And so they would, they give me some reps and stuff. So I come back in the game, and we got the damn rookie linebacker in there. So it's a 2-minute drill. Now, first of all, 2-minute drill is it's horrible for a big guy.
It's exhausting.
Yes,
for everybody.
So we get into the 2-minute drill. So the third play in, we're in the huddle. So the linebacker is mumbling. He's like, I don't know that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He didn't know the hand signs, so I had to.
What is that? They're sending in the signal by way of the sidelines with the hands, and he doesn't know what that is.
So then I
thank God for the headset now.
Well, yeah. Now I was like, I looked over there. I was like, dude, that's Dakota. He's like, what do I do on that? I was like, you got to be shooting me.
Lord have mercy.
I was like, you are going to get cut. But I ended up telling them what to do, and everybody in the huddle was like cracking up after the game and stuff. We were actually playing against Pittsburgh too. I was just pissed though. Because it was the fourth quarter. But that's like, let me know what I was going to ask you this. When you're a veteran and you're playing in the third or fourth quarter of the last preseason game, is the writing on the wall?
Yeah. If you're a veteran, if you've been on the team for a while, you've been in the league 6-7 years, and you're in a game in the preseason in the fourth quarter, you're getting cut. The writing is on the wall because anybody who's worth anything that's going to be doing anything significant during the season is not going to be playing on the field, is not going to be on the field in the fourth quarter of the last preseason game. So you better play hard. You better make every catch. You better make every block. You better make every assignment, because guess what? What you put on field is going to determine what happens after you get cut from that team.
Yep. You're playing. That's the one thing too that a lot of people don't realize. You're not only playing for the team you're playing for the rest of the team to try to, they may like you better than what they got.
Right. And that's your resume. What you put on film is your resume. And that's why a lot of guys, I heard some talk about, cats who are injured, who have been injured, getting contracts, getting signed by contracts, because that's why they get signed, because of what has been put on film, what they've been able to do on the field. Though they may be injured at the time or had a series of injuries, they have a product that's on film that teams deem as valuable enough to sign them to a big contract and pay them. Yeah. So guys will get paid even if they're hurt, even if they haven't played because of an injury, because of what they put on the field when they've been on the field. So it's important that while you're on the field, when you're playing, that, what people see, what coaches see, what owners see is high quality football. That if you're defense, you're making tackles. If you're offense, you're performing, you're making your plays, you're catching the ball if you're a receiver, you're making your blocks if you're a lineman, you're running that ball, hitting the hole if you're a running back. If you're a quarterback, you're making good decisions. If you're a wide receiver, you're catching the ball, running good routes, getting open, that kind of stuff. So let's start with week one.
Week one, Green Bay in Brazil.
Green Bay in Brazil.
I like this game as the first game, mainly because we're catching them young, not so much young. They are a young team, but they just got a new defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So
do we.
Yeah, but we've been together for longer than them.
Yeah, but we got a new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I don't want to play them with. Well, but the defensive coordinator, we know his system.
Okay.
Because he's been a consultant here for. Remember, he's been snooping around since Jonathan Gannon was here.
Okay,
I never told you that before he was hired to be the consultant. I kind of leaked the story that he was at practices. Because I went to a couple of practices throughout the week, and he was on. I was like, what the hell is he doing?
And you saw Vic Fangio there?
Yeah, but not before. Okay. Yeah, before long. This was like about three years ago. After Nick Sirianni's first season.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been snooping around. So they pretty much know him, and I was at Howie introduced me to him as Coach Fangio.
Okay, he is Coach Fangio. Yeah. So you have the first game as a win.
Yes.
As a W.
Yes. And
I have the first game as a loss.
Ooh. Why you have it as a loss?
Well, I have it as a loss because there's a lot going on. There's been a lot of changes. I know this team wants to get off the Eagles. We all want them as well. And I'm not saying they're going to lose this first game because I want them to lose. I don't want them to lose. I want them to win every game they play. I want them to go to the playoffs. I want them to go to the Super Bowl. I want them to win the Super Bowl. Why? Because when they go up, we all go up.
Yes.
So all of that helps me. That benefits me. That benefits you. It benefits all of us who are here doing this kind of thing. So I want them to win every game. So don't get it twisted, everybody. But I think there's so much that's going on right now that this team might not necessarily hit the ground running. There's so many things that they're capable of doing. And for Kellen Moore on the offensive side of the ball, for Vic Fangio on the defensive side of the ball, I think they're not going to be actually sure about what they're capable of until until they play a couple, 3 games and get into the bye and look back on what they've done and then be able to make some adjustments and get really going during the season. So and it's in Brazil. It's a game that's away. It's something new. They've never really done this before. They got a lot of stuff going on. The Eagles do.
Green Bay got the same thing going on.
Huh?
Green Bay got the same stuff going on.
I understand that, but I just think something inside of me, and I hope that I'm wrong. Something inside of me says that this game is a loss. I'm putting it down as a loss.
It's a W for me.
Okay. All right. Well, you're a W. I'm an L. We'll come back and visit it.
We'll come back and
come back and visit it. After Brazil. It's a lot. It's a lot. You know it. That big dog. It's a lot. It's a new thing, something they've never done before in the NFL. They never played a game in Brazil before. So whatever the facilities are, wherever they're going to be, whether we're going to be practicing, whatever's going to be happening is first of all, I believe it's going to be below par. I don't see things being, pristine in Brazil. I just don't. So it may be something where there's some hitches, there's some glitches, there's some hiccups, and it might be just enough to throw the Eagles off because right now the Eagles know that this season, 2024, has to be a season where they don't fall off the mountain like they did in 2023. And there are no excuses, particularly offensively now. There are no excuses.
They dropped off. They didn't fall off. They dropped off the map.
They say they jumped off. They didn't get pushed off. They jumped off. And listen, there are no excuses. We're going to talk about this a little bit later on, too. When you look at this offense, particularly the offensive side of the ball, they have no excuses. No. They have as long as the players on offense stay reasonably healthy, they have no excuses. I'm not going to say it's an all-star team on offense, but doggone it, they got names. When you look at the names on offense, even the offensive line, when you look at the names on offense, they got no excuse for not putting points on the board. They got no excuses.
Okay.
None. So week 1 in Brazil, you have it as a win. I have it as a loss.
Week 2.
And that's considered a home game. Though it's an away game, it's considered to be one of the home games, which is stupid to me. That's just doggone stupid.
But the one thing I do like, though, is it's coming back to week 2. It's like 10 days later. So we play against the Atlanta Falcons on that Monday night.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And that's home. In it. Huh?
Yeah,
that's at home. Yep. And they're bringing Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins sucks.
Why do we got to keep having Kirk Cousins early in the season at the link?
Because he sucks.
Is that why?
Well, most definitely.
Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? I don't know. He's with Atlanta now, so I mean, not that Atlanta has a lot of. I mean, he doesn't have the weapons he had at Minnesota.
Atlanta has some weapons, but I think
but they not the weapons he had at Minnesota.
They got that Bijan, and then they got the young London, and then they got the kid Pitts, who's from Philly. The 6'7" tight end. That's he's fast. They got a nice setup.
Okay,
but we catch them early in the season, so we get that W because they don't have that continuity. If that's what you look for,
so you have that down as a win.
Yes,
and I'm gonna put that down as a win. I have that as a win because we do a good job. Not that Kirk Cousins doesn't get numbers, but Kirk doesn't win in Philly
and on prime time.
Exactly. So we're going to after that loss. And it's going to be a wake up call for us. It's going to let us know because the Eagles are fighting right now against the slide that happened last year at the end of the season. They are still dealing with that, and they don't want that to happen or anything like it to happen this year.
I think a lot of that was the coaching staff.
Well, regardless of what it was, it still happened.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is they didn't just let it linger around to fester throughout the team. But they just got rid of it. It's kind of like when you pick an apple up and you say, "Oh, it's just the bad part." And you cut the bad part off. Now it's back good again.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's still there.
Yeah.
Until and this, big dog, like I know this. Until you get back out on the field,
right.
That all of that nastiness, all of that sourness, all of those losses, all of that pain, all of that disappointment, it's all still there until you get back on the field and start winning. So those teammates, all of the Eagles players, they're all still dealing with that. That's still in the back of their minds, and they're still thinking about that. And they want to get off to a good start, and then not only get off to a good start, but when it gets towards the middle part of the season, after they've won 6 or 7 games, 8 games or so, want to make sure that the same thing this year doesn't happen like last year. So, and they're thinking about that because we've been through that. So week 3, they are in
New Orleans.
Now, it doesn't matter to me whether they win this game or not. I just like New Orleans, so I want.
Well, it's gonna be a W because New Orleans is really, I don't know what they do.
Yeah, they're yeah.
It's so much.
They're one of the weaker teams in the league. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Derek Carr, and I think they picked up somebody else, but it's right now their team is slightly abysmal. They always have a good defense nowadays. So
you say slightly dismal?
Slightly abysmal. Slightly abysmal. It's horrible. It's like they lost the kid Michael Thomas, the really good receiver. Mm-hmm. He's still a free agent out there. And it's like I think they got Alvin Kamara, but it's like the offensive line is always real good, and they have a decent running game, but like the quarterback, he's an interception machine. And Kamara's not been what he's been. Ever since Sean Payton left, this team has not been the same. Mm-hmm. Ever since Sean Payton has been gone, which lets us know that, as much as I don't want to say this. Oh, that's right. You don't like Sean P.
Yeah, I don't care for Sean too much, but Sean is a good coach. Yeah. As far as, when he was down in New Orleans, he was a good coach. He coached that team well, and they stayed competitive all of the years. Even the year he was suspended, they were still competitive.
Yeah.
So,
the offense coordinator was Pete Carmichael. They fired him.
Yeah, but still, they were competitive.
So they got a new offense coordinator and everything down there. So, but it's still like one of those things where they always seem to give it up right now. Like they'll have a game and then they'll some kind of way they'll lose it, or it's just I don't know. Well, I think we'll go down there and handle our business.
Well, like most teams that the Eagles will face this year, they just don't have the talent that the Eagles have.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be able to, the game might start out and they might stay with the Eagles for a little while. And this will happen. This scenario will happen, I think, multiple times this year, where because the Eagles have so much talent, if they're able to stay healthy, they have so much talent. Teams will start out, keeping up with them. But as the game goes on, they just won't be able to keep up with this offense. If Kellen Moore is able to establish this offense and inject into this offense, what Jalen Hurts is capable of doing and then adding on to that, and not just doing, the RPOs, but actually installing, that pro type offense where they stretch the ball down the field. Man, it's just the possibilities of this offense are unlimited. It's just amazing what hopefully, prayerfully, this offense for the Eagles is capable of doing. Yeah, there's nothing that they cannot do. I've seen Jalen, roll out and throw the ball way downfield. There was a couple of plays he made last year early on in that 10-win streak that were just unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
Well, unfreaking believable.
It's like now it's like that's why I like with we're going into week 4. Like week 4, I feel like is a bit of a game of redemption. And
it's got to be. If they don't see it as redemption.
Well, no, not talking about because it's Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I know. If they don't see it as redemption, then there's something wrong with them.
And that was one of the teams that, kicked them when they were down at the end of the season.
Right. So I have the Tampa Bay game as a win.
Yeah, me too.
You have it as a win? I think you're going to go 7-0. I think you're going to go 7-0 before.
Well, yeah, because it's like when I look at it, because obviously we're going to win the bye week. And then we got.
So you're going to win the bye week? How does that happen? Explain, please. Explain, Lucy.
Because you're gonna win week 6. That's how you win the bye week.
You win the bye week.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna win the bye week because you prepare for week 6. Everybody's licking their wounds and stuff, and not doing nothing stupid.
Well, I think the bye week. Now that you brought it up, no, we're on the bye week. It's a bittersweet kind of in the timing of it.
Okay.
It's as a player, it's a little bit too early in the season. It's just a little bit. Maybe 2 or 3 games later, that would be, acceptable and a little more beneficial for the players I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But I think it's great timing for the coaches. Mm-hmm. So they played 1, 2, 3, 4 games. They played a month of games.
Right.
Now, as a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, now they have a chance to go back and assess what we've done thus far and make some adjustments moving forward. So I think it's perfect for the new offensive coordinator, for the new defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, for Kellen Moore. Yeah,
it also, it also gives them an opportunity to put people in special positions, especially going down, knowing the rest of the schedule. Right. And it's like, the good thing about having coordinators with experience is that they've played pretty much every team in the league. And their current teams as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like once they go back and assess the situation, that's why I say we're gonna win the bye week, because we're gonna come out and whoop Cleveland. You're right. I have us at 7-0, but I have us kind of fumbling versus the Bengals. Okay, but it's like the only reason is because the Bengals got all types of weapons, and their defensive coordinator is another guy that I like. And he's like a mad scientist at doing defenses and stuff. So, and I think they're gonna be have it out for us. It may be a little bit of a shootout, but it may be one of those ones that's a low scoring affair. But it's like, and that's why that's the one I don't want to. It's like what's what I'm saying push on, mainly because of because we got weapons, they got weapons, but Well, again, the timing of this bye week. Mm-hmm. As far as players are concerned, me being a player, being a former player, you being a former player, for us, the perfect timing of the bye week is in the middle of the season. But that rarely happens to you.
That rarely, right? It rarely happens. I'm saying for us, that's great. So when they have it at the middle of this or the beginning of the season, just a month into the season, 4 games into the season, that's for players, that's not optimum. But the players will deal with that. Yeah. But I think it's optimum. I think this plays well for the Eagles in terms of the coaches, because they get the chance to reassess themselves after a month of football into the regular season and make some adjustments. Watch what's working, look and see what's not working, and make some adjustments, and go ahead into the rest of the season with a great game plan, with the adjustments being made. And I think it's good timing for this new coaching staff. instead of waiting until they're halfway through the season or in the latter part of the season getting their bye. So I think this is going to be a good opportunity for them to reassess themselves, to look at what they've done thus far, and to make adjustments moving forward. And then the next game is week 6, and that's a home game against, who is that?
Cleveland Browns.
Is that the Cleveland Browns?
Yes.
I got this little paper here, man. It doesn't say who that is. I don't know
Browns,
what the crap that is.
And now, while you're marking that off, you can tell everybody to make sure they like and subscribe. Thanks a lot, Ralph. You forgot to let us know about the like and subscribe.
Hey, Ralph. Yeah, you didn't put up a notification, Ralph. What you doing, man?
The call to action.
Come on, Ralph.
We figure we're supposed to be pros now, so we still need coaching.
Yeah, we need coaching. I don't care if you're pro or not. We need coaching.
Yeah.
So week 6, Cincinnati Bengals. You have that down as a win?
No, this is the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Sorry. Look, I just got a plain helmet on here, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I just got a plain helmet on there. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, because it's the Browns, because it's orange.
Because just plain orange. I got to put orange on it. Orange. Okay, orange. Browns. There it is. Orange. So we play the Browns and the Bengals. Yeah.
Yeah, we beat the Browns, and then we're gonna whoop up on the Giants, and that will be the day that all of us.
So you got the Browns as a win, right?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna put the Browns as a win as well.
Yeah, I remember I said 7-0, and
well, that's what I saw it going towards 7-0, and I was almost there as well. But I think that first game, man, because it's just.
I think it's gonna be close, but I don't think they let too many people go and stuff, and they let some of their offensive line go. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's gonna be. They got rookies up front too, and that's baptism.
But you know what, Big Dog? It all depends, in my opinion. It all depends on, and I don't think they're going to change very much with what the Eagles do with playing the starters in preseason. You know as well as I know, when we played in the preseason, when that first game of the season came, everything was based on starting off in that first game of the season. Mm-hmm. How much we played during the preseason, what we did during the offseason, everything was geared towards exploding in that first game and coming out, starting out the blocks and getting off well.
My first game,
they don't do that anymore. So based on what they've done in the past and based on what the NFL does in the preseason, I don't think this team is going to come out like that the first game and perform as well as it's going to be capable of performing, particularly 3 or 4 games into the season, like what happened last year.
Okay.
So I'm just concerned about that first game because the starters will not have played during the preseason. And we need the starters to play. Yeah. We need them to play. Why? Because you got a new offensive coordinator. It's not that it's new players. You got a new offensive coordinator. So things are going to be a little bit different. Yes, it's the same players, but you're running a little bit of a different system. Then you got a guy who starts with that offense, Cam Jurgens. Everything starts with Cam. He's going to need to get on point with everything that's going on. Then you got somebody next to him. We say Tyler Steen, all right? It's going to probably be Tyler Steen, right?
Right. It's probably
who's going to be next to him. Now, here's the thing about Tyler. If we can stop here for a minute, pause here for a minute. The times that he's been in the games, and he's been a backup. Right. The times that he's played, he hasn't started. He's come in and filled in for someone who was hurt, someone who was nicked up.
Yeah, during the game.
I cannot remember, and you help me out here. I cannot, because people are asking the question, well, is Tyler Steen going to be the dude? Is he going to be able to do it? I can't remember ever hearing a time when Tyler Steen was in playing, filling in, substituting, that he was having a problem, that people pointed him out. Well, Tyler Steen got beat. They need to get rid of him. Well, Tyler Steen was, I can't remember ever hearing that or remembering him having a hard time, pass blocking or run blocking while he was in the game. Actually, so Tyler Steen, in my opinion, is ready.
Yeah. And the part that the only time you heard his name was when we fumbled, when I think the running back or somebody fumbled the ball. We was playing against run the clock out against the Cowboys, and he recovered the fumble.
Right, but you don't hear his name the times that he's been in. I can't remember hearing his name in a negative way.
Right.
So when he's been in the game, he's been on point. He's done his job. And it's been a few years now, and he's never started. Now it's his time to start. And I believe, in my opinion, he is ready and going to do a great job because he's been in, he's got experience, he's been baptized by fire, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think the one thing that I know is that Stoutland is going to have them ready.
Well, yeah, Stoutland's going to make sure they're all ready.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like he's had a little time with him, and then if he can't come up with a come on, you might have to kick that young guy that you signed, the Becton down there.
Right, the guy from the Jets. Yeah,
create a giant side of the ball again.
I think he's going to be a backup this year. That's how they're preparing him.
A swing tackle.
And because why would they put him above or in front of Steen when Steen has not, again, like I said, he has proven himself. Right. He's been solid when he's been in the games as a backup. He knows what.
But you know they have a nasty guy that plays guard named that they drafted, Keegan.
Right, but Steen has proven himself.
He's proven he couldn't beat out Cam Jurgens. That's what he proved.
He proved what?
He couldn't beat out Cam Jurgens. That's what he proved. I was high on him because I thought he was going to beat out Camden, and he had more.
But I believe Cam is special, though. I believe Cam is special. I believe Cam.
I do now. I do now because he beat out Steen. I thought he was going to be it was going to be too much for him trying to play guard because he was a center.
And everybody's concerned about Jason Kelce. And this is nothing. Please, people, don't think that I'm berating or degrading Jason Kelce. Choose your words wisely. Don't think I'm downgrading or talking bad or negative about Jason Kelce because I know Jason Kelce is God in Philadelphia. Okay, don't think that I'm talking bad about Jason Kelce. I'm not, but everybody's, you hear people talking about, particularly on the sports networks and things like that, we're not really emphasizing how much of a loss that is with Jason Kelce retiring. Well, at some point he was going to retire. It's not like he was going to play forever. At some point, someone was going to have to come in and fill those shoes, And this is the guy, Cam Jurgens, whom I am going to have at the Fryar place in a couple of weeks. Yep, cool. June 7th. He's my guest at the Fryar place on June 7th at the Cigar Code. Make sure he brings us
some beef jerky.
Yeah, he's going to bring some beef jerky, yeah. Cam Jurgens is a guy that, guess what? Jason Kelce handpicked.
Yeah.
He handpicked him. Yeah. And when you look 2 years ago, when Cam Jurgens had the opportunity in preseason, not regular season, in the preseason to play center, he was playing center in the preseason. That cat, I thought at one point, I'm watching preseason games, and he's snapping the ball and pulling and running downfield. I thought it was Jason Kelce that was playing. I'm like, whoa. No, that's Cam Jurgens. And now he's had 2 years under the tutelage, not just of the Eagles coaches, but Jason Kelce.
And one starting too. So
yes,
he's been in battle. So
he's battle tested. And y'all listen, I'm looking at not Jason Kelce, at Cam Jurgens, like this is not really a big loss for us. This cat is ready. He's been tested. He's been tried. He's put his time in. This is his third year. He is ready to play some Eagles football. And I don't see a big major drop off.
We almost lost a subscriber. They thought you were going to bash Jason Kelce and they were going to unsubscribe. So
I am not bashing at all, not in any way. Jason Kelce, like I said, I know Jason is God in Philadelphia, and I have I can't say anything negative. I'm not saying anything negative about Jason Kelce.
You knew it was going to be time, and then you're right. He handpicked the guy, helped handpick the guy out, and it's pretty much it's kind of a bigger mold of itself. Now that when you were saying you didn't want any backlash, all I could think about was the kicker from Kansas City. I don't know if you heard he was saying some stuff that the Chiefs didn't agree with.
What did he say?
Or the NFL.
What did he say?
It was just some stuff that we don't need to discuss about the LGBTQ and a whole bunch of stuff. He was
what?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was
the kicker bad. From where?
The kicker from the Chiefs. He was doing it. He was doing a commencement.
He was talking about who?
LGBTQ. You know, LGBTQ people.
Okay, yeah. Why was he talking about that?
He was. It wasn't in a shining light.
Wow.
And so they had the Kansas City Chiefs said that. Well, the opinion of I think his name I forgot it. It begins with a B. It's HE something. But I was like, wait a minute, what did he say? And then I was like, man, come on. It's certain stuff you should just like. That's why
just leave it alone. Yeah, just leave it alone. Don't even go over in that area. Don't even venture into that arena. Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Because sometimes when you go there, particularly when you talk about that, there's no way, people can interpret it in negative ways. People can, it's all subjective. It's not objective. It's subjective.
Well, let's just say this before we get back to the schedule. If all that he said, you didn't have to interpret anything. He was straight,
so he said it plain and clear, huh?
Plain and clear, straight to the point. That's how bad it was because not only did the Chiefs release a statement on social media, but the NFL released a statement on social media.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. You got to be careful, man. You can't be, you can't be bashing people these days. You get in trouble.
Yeah, and then you get in trouble. You can't. It's like you can say what you want, but but watch.
No, you can't say what you want.
But watch what you say.
Yeah, you got to watch what you say. You can't say what you want. Listen, people, you cannot say what you want. You just can't because there's, the world. This is my opinion. The world, we have compromised with regards to standards that have been established for centuries, for decades, okay, for generations. We have compromised in terms of certain standards. But in that compromise, you can't just say whatever you want. We can't say however you feel because there's consequences that are reaped as a result of that. So you got to kind of keep it to yourself. You may think it, and it even may be right, what you're thinking, but you can't necessarily say it. Why? Because
somebody's going to get butthurt.
Because the world has changed. The world has changed. And the world has compromised, and now everything's not based on objectivity. Mm-hmm. Everything is based on subjectivity. How I feel from within inside. Mm-hmm. There's not a standard that's been established anymore that everybody has to abide by or live by. No, whatever you feel and however you feel, in your opinion, makes a difference now, and that carries weight in terms of subjectivity, not objectivity, in terms of how you feel and what you say. So you gotta be careful. You can shoot yourself in the foot and damage yourself for years saying what you may feel is the right thing, but listen, the world's jacked up.
The world is a different place.
Yeah, the world is a different place, and it doesn't mean that it's right.
Yeah, world is a different place, and now back to football. So
now back to football. Well, we're trying to educate people, man. This is the show. We do football and sports, but when we have the opportunity to impart knowledge into people, we take advantage of that.
Yeah, don't unsubscribe. Don't.
They're not going anywhere. So you got, oh gosh, how many games we win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7-1. We didn't get to the Giants yet.
Yeah, it's a W.
It's a W.
Maybe I said we're gonna go down there and they're gonna have on those boo-boo nicer uniforms.
I got the Giants as the win as well. All right, you'll win with the Giants. So right now you're 6-0. I'm 5-1. Moving into the Giants. So now we're October 27th, 4 p.m. With the Bengals. We're at Cincinnati.
Now this is a part of the schedule where I have us getting the loss, but they're recovering after it. So I don't know if it's going to be the Bengals or the Jaguars. I'm thinking more like because the Bengals, because we we don't play them all the time. You
play right. It's a new team, yeah. It's a different look, yeah.
Yeah, different look, and they, So I feel like I feel like the Bengals one would be.
You think Joe Burrow's going to do it, huh?
Yeah, I think he's going to handle some business. I don't like the Bengals like that, but I like their coordinator though, their defense coordinator.
Okay,
he gives a lot of different looks.
So you have the Bengals as a loss?
Yeah, and then we get back on the snide with Jacksonville.
Okay, well I have the Bengals as a loss as well. I'm with you on that. And then Jacksonville comes in town. Yeah. We're going to have Peters come back in town.
Again, yeah.
Yep, come back in town again. I think we're going to win that game against Jacksonville. What do you think?
I think we'll win that game.
Win? Okay. It's going to be a tough one, though, because those cats can play.
Yeah, but they got rid of their defensive coordinator over some bull crap. I don't know if you remember Mike Caldwell, Zeke. He was a defensive coordinator. I was
Mike. Yeah. Mike was a player with us.
I know.
When we were here in Philly, yeah.
I know he was a defensive coordinator.
I saw him. Listen, I was watching one of the last year. I was watching one of the games that Jacksonville was playing, and I'm looking on the side. I saw Mike walking on the side. And I'm like, and then they started talking about Mike as the defensive coordinator. I'm like, whoa, I played with that guy.
Yeah, he's smart. He's smart as all get out.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing that happens. You see a lot of guys, just like oh gosh, what's his name down in Dallas? He's the defensive backs coach now. Al Harris.
Yeah.
Guys like that who weren't necessarily starters. No, Al, I think, ended up being a starter eventually in Philly. But guys like that, like Mike Caldwell, you see them coaching now. Bernie Parmalee, who is a running back when I was in Miami, you see him coaching now. Guys like
Aaron Glenn started. Aaron Glenn is the defense coordinator.
Guys like that who weren't necessarily stars or starters, who were maybe backups or not really a great player. They had to know the game, the intricacies of the offense, the intricacies of the defense. And that's why they become coaches and become good coaches. Why? Because they weren't great players.
Yes.
And because they weren't great players, they had to know football. They had to know football in order to stay in the game or get an opportunity to play in the game. Yeah. And now you see them around the league coaching.
Yes, coaching.
And it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Yes.
It's a great thing. So, so the Giants, then the Bengals, the Jaguars, you have the did we say the Jaguars yet?
The Jaguars a win.
You said a win with the Jaguars?
Yeah.
So you're at 7-0.
No, not I'm at 6-1. I said the Bengals.
Oh,
lost.
I'm sorry. No. 7-1.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're 7-1. Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
You're 7-1 right now. Mm-hmm. I'm at 6-2. You're at 7-1. Now we come to Dallas away.
No. We haven't beat them down there since they've been coaching.
Okay.
So I think that's gonna be the goal. And then Kellen Moore going back for the first time too.
Right.
It's gonna be one of the ones where he's gonna say it means nothing, but you know damn well it does.
Of course it does.
Yeah. So and the fact that we haven't beat them down there, I feel like everybody on the squad who's been on the team for the last few years know that we keep losing down there. You got to get off the snide for that one too.
So you have that down as a win for Dallas in Dallas? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I have that as a win as well for similar reasons as you. I think that gives us obviously a little more insight and maybe a slight advantage over Dallas, having the fact that we have Kellen Moore now, who was down in Dallas and knows their tendencies offensively, knows, some of the personnel. Zeke Elliott's back. I don't know how you do that, man. You go from one team, then back to another. I didn't do that. I know there's players that have done that before.
Yeah.
But Zeke's back. But Zeke is, he's not the same Zeke he was years ago.
He's not.
Not even close. Not even close.
Then they lost a couple of offensive linemen too. So.
Yeah. And so I think the way things have played out for us, having Kellen Moore with us now, that gives us somewhat an advantage.
Yeah.
Gives us more insight into what Dallas is all about. And that will be enough to give us that boost we need to go down there and beat them in Dallas.
Yeah.
Now we're at Washington at home.
Yeah. I feel like we're gonna split with them, but we're gonna win the home one.
We're gonna win the home one.
Yeah.
I will. I'm with you. All right,
Yeah.
home. We're gonna, and I believe we're gonna split with them too. Now we're in LA with the Rams.
I feel like we're gonna win that one, but we may take an L with the Ravens.
Oh, we're taking an L with the Ravens. Trust me. So yeah, the Rams is a win. All right. I got to win with you. Got to win with me. And then the Ravens is a loss. Yep. You got a loss. I got a loss. Because the Ravens, and they, they got Beckham now too. So they got more firepower on offense. But their style of football is just,
Beckham went to Miami.
That's right. He went to Miami. I'm sorry. Yeah. But their style of football, man, is just rough.
Yeah, rough. Yeah.
They're tough.
Yeah.
They just beat you up.
And I think after that West Coast trip and coming back to that, yeah.
And it may change because they may have some injuries when it gets to that point in the season. But if they're somewhat healthy, that's a rough one down there in Baltimore. You're right. So then we have Carolina.
W.
At home, yeah, that's a win. Yeah, I got to win. You got to win. And then we have the Steelers at home. I'm only going to say that's a win because we're at home.
Yeah. And
if we were in Pittsburgh, I would be concerned about that.
I'd be concerned about that one. And there's the one we lose against.
So you saying home? You saying a win?
A win versus Steelers. And there's the other loss I have against the Commanders.
Away, right? A loss. I'm going to put that down as a loss as well. Okay. And then we have Dallas at home.
Now, the last two games, I feel like this. I feel like we're going to sweep the Cowboys this year because they're in such abysmal whatchamacallit. But then the last game is not going to matter. So
it's not going to matter. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I feel.
So Dallas is a win, right?
Yeah. And then we'll let the Giants high five again as they get happy.
So you're gonna take that as a loss? You think we're gonna lose?
One of the last two we're gonna lose. I know because they're not gonna matter.
Okay, I'll put that down as a loss. So I'm at 12-5. You're at 13-4.
Correct.
Okay.
You ready to do my history now?
Oh, is it time for hit? Oh my gosh. We
funny how time flies when you
look at the time. My God, we didn't even get into. Okay, we can say that for next week. We got some other stuff we want to talk about.
Yeah.
My God, Big Dog, we just took a whole hour.
Yes, we did.
Wow. Okay, yes, it's time for History with Hollis, y'all. Go ahead, Big Dog.
History with Hollis is brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. Go to phillysportstrips.com. As you know, the new schedules come out. And I know you setting your days up to get off work, but leave all the travel arrangements and the travel arrangements, the hotel, the tailgate, and the tickets to the game. It's a one-stop shop. Go to phillysportstrip.com and tell them Tank and the Herb sent you. Today is May the 16th, 2024. It's the 137th day of the year.
It's getting late, man.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, what's going on? I can't handle this. I'm getting too old, man. I'm getting too old. It's getting
229 of these suckers left, man.
Good God.
Today's national holidays are brown bagging it Thursday. Taking a brown bag to lunch to work.
I used to take a brown bag to school every day.
It's also a barbecue day.
All right.
And it's also a mimosa day, so you get yourself a little drink in there.
A mimosa?
Yes.
Does everybody know what a mimosa is?
It's orange juice and
champagne. But you got to do it for breakfast.
Well, if you're not a complete and utter lush. So
you have to do it for breakfast. A mimosa is for breakfast.
Oh, okay.
You got to do it for breakfast. Yeah, you got to. No, you got to do it for breakfast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this will be one of your favorite holidays. It's also Wear Purple Day.
There you go.
I got some events here. In 1866, United States Congress authorized the nickel, the 5-cent piece, instead of the half dime. Yes.
Really? They were going to call it the half dime?
Yeah. No, it was already the half dime. It replaces the 5.5-cent piece.
So they really called it a half dime. That's crazy. It's called
half dime. Yes. In 1868, United States Senate fails to impeach the then President Andrew Johnson by one vote. That's the one who tried to. Yeah, he's bad. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
In
It's kind of like
1870,
we're going through right now.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
1876, Harris root beer. You ever had the Harris root? You like a root beer?
I used to love. I don't drink soda now, but my soda used to be root beer. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Charles E. Harris, the pharmacist, he presented it at the Continental Exposition in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Root beer was when I drank soda. That was my soda. Root beer.
In 1891, George H. Harmel and company, they established in Austin, Minnesota. They established the Harmel Foods Corporation.
Mm.
In 1903, George A. Wynn, he begins the first trip by motorcycle, transcontinental, from San Francisco to New York.
Get out of here.
He began the trip today, and he didn't get to New York until July the 6th.
Those motorcycles back then were not comfortable. His behind was bruised, sore, and had calluses on it by the time he got to New York.
It was in 1924.
Wow.
I'm a weatherman. 1924 in Blitzen, Oregon. It was 108 degrees.
On this day?
This day in 1924 for all you global warmers.
Wow.
In 1927, the United States Supreme Court ruled that bootleggers must pay income tax. 1929.
Good luck with that.
I know. 1929 was the first Academy Awards. 1939, U.S. food stamps were first issued in Rochester, New York.
When? 1939?
Yep, 1939.
Okay.
Also in 1939, the first American League night game was played right here in Philadelphia at Shrine Park, where the Indians, the Cleveland, used to be Indians, the Cleveland Guardians now. They beat the then Philadelphia A's 8-3. It was the first American League night game. So
Phillies used to be the A's?
Well, not the Phillies. It used to be the A's. That was the Philadelphia A's here. They were American League. Then the Phillies came.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, 1953, you take Phillies. Kurt Simmons, he gives up a single and then retires 27 straight in a 3-0. Yeah, the 3-0 victory over the Braves and the Braves when they were in Milwaukee.
All right.
In 1954, Ted Williams gets 8 hits. in one game. Yeah, in one game.
He got up 8 times in the game.
Yep. His first game back after breaking his collarbone.
Wow.
Then 1957, there was
that helped his batting average, I'm sure.
there was this thing called the Copacabana incident.
I know the song. What's the Copacabana?
Well, at the Copacabana nightclub, performing with Sammy Davis Jr. Then Yankees, who was the Yankees? Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, with Whitey Ford, and Hank Bauer. They all get involved in a brawl. A drunken brawl. Yes,
Copacabana.
But at the drunken brawl, also the one who I did, Billy Martin was the then coach. After the brawl, Billy Martin got traded. Billy Martin was a manager. He got traded. Yeah, because he had a drinking problem. He had the guys out drinking with him. In 1965, Campbell's Soup Company introduces SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs. You remember that song, man?
Yes, I do.
SpaghettiOs.
In 1972, Phillies Greg Luzinski, he hits his 500 home run. And it was at Veterans Stadium, and it hit the Liberty Bell. That's why it hit the Liberty Bell, the Liberty Bell at the stadium.
Right. Yeah. I remember that. I used to love Greg Luzinski.
Yeah. He knocked it out of the park. 1979, Major League Baseball National Leaguers approved the sale of the Houston Astros by Ford Motor Companies to John J. McMullen for $19 million.
That's all?
Wow. Yeah, that's all. It's probably worth way more than that now.
I'm sure it is.
Then people who know me from my time with Josh Ennish know that I love the song Betty Davis Eyes, because we had a song called Billy Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes. Hits #1 and stays there for 9 weeks straight. Wow. 1983 NBC broadcast Motown 1983 NBC broadcast Motown 25. Motown. That's the what I don't know if any. I guess a lot of people were kids, and you can probably look it up on this YouTube when Michael Jackson busted out, unveiled the moonwalk. I know you remember that.
I remember. Listen, I remember that night. I was watching it on TV. That was freaking unbelievable.
Yes.
Unbelievable. That just when he broke out in the moonwalk, I was like, what in the world?
Exactly.
People who saw that, I saw that when it actually happened live.
Yes. Iconic.
It was like, you're right. It was just
epic,
freaking tacular,
legendary. Speaking of legendary, 1984, the song "When Doves Cry" single was released by Prince Roger Nelson, which went on to be Billboard's Song of the Year.
And Prince, listen, in my opinion, Prince is a better entertainer than Michael Jackson.
That'll be a question next week.
We can argue about that next week because all right, go ahead.
1984, Steve Carlton of the Phillies hits a grand slam. You know why that's prevalent? Because Steve Carlton was a pitcher.
Yes.
off of Fernando.
Wow, I didn't know Steve Carlton hit home runs.
He hit a grand slam
That's crazy.
72 versus the Dodgers. 1986, the movie Top Gun premiered. 1986, Bobby Ewing from the TV show Dallas, Patrick Duffy, he came back from the dead. And in 2020, James Cash Penney of J.C. Penney's, they filed for bankruptcy after being in business 118 years.
Wow.
And last but certainly not least, we have some birthdays here. Today in 1990, today is Liberace's birthday.
Liberace.
Speaking of the devil, today's Billy Martin's birthday, 1928.
Billy Martin?
Yes, the one who got fired for drinking.
Wow.
Then you got
That's why he was drinking, because it was his birthday.
Yeah, but you weren't supposed to have your players with you. 1953.
He was celebrating his birthday, man. He had his players with him celebrating his birthday.
It's like what's his name? Also 1953, Pierce Bronson. 1955, actress Deborah Winger. 1966, Janet Jackson.
Janet.
Yes.
Control.
Yeah. 1966, also Thurman Thomas. One of my
Buffalo. Yep.
1968, a man with sensitivity, Ralph Tresvant.
Sensitivity. Yeah.
1969, actress Tracy Gold. Oh yes, and a friend to the show, Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
You know who Tucker Carlson is?
Yeah.
Okay. 1973, Tori Spelling, and 1986, Megan Fox. History with Hollis has been brought to you by Philly Sports Trips. Go to phillysportstrips.com and tell them that you heard it here on A2D Radio from Irving the Tank. Book a trip or a tailgate to come out and hang with us.
We're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Yes.
Philly Sports Trips. We are. It's going to be I'm looking forward to this season. I really am. I'm excited about the fact that this team has the capability on paper, talent-wise, to go far into the playoffs and even make a push for the Super Bowl. New defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. They made the changes they need to make. Howie Roseman has done what he needed to do in free agency and in the draft. We've got a couple of draft choices in that defensive backfield that will probably be day one starters, which is very exciting.
Yes,
so this can be and will be, I believe, an exciting season for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm looking to ride that wave as far as they go. So it's getting close. I mean, this is a dead time of the off season. Only thing sport that's being played right now is baseball, and the Phillies are doing well. Thank God for that. That keeps us going right now. But hopefully, we can hold out and hold on until training camp starts, and then we'll get going with football, and the season will start, and we'll see exactly what this team can do under the leadership of Nick Sirianni. Yeah, Sirianni. So y'all, we'll be back next week. Same time.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah, back next week, Thursday, 8:15 p.m. right here on A2D Radio. This is Vetted with Irving Fryar and Big Dog Hollis Thomas over there. Yep. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, doing the same thing. Eagles talk. Yep. Go Birds.